This is Die Alone, and you're listening to The Rodriguez Show on Hits 101 Radio. Yo.
And we are back on The Rodriguez Show here on Hits 101 Radio. Mondo in the mix. That was a blessing and a little bit more. You took it back, Mondo, huh? You had some classics on there. And we have our first guest of this episode from Oceanside, right?
Yep.
Hailey Wild. How's it going?
It's good. Just came up here, quick drive, so...
Yeah, was it an okay drive?
Yeah, traffic wasn't bad. I overestimated for sure.
You got here early.
Yeah.
So right away, I'll give you the Instagram, Hailey Wild Music, HaileyWild Music on Instagram. The single Eden is streaming right now. There's a new single coming out in March called Ride or Die. Yeah. So let's take us back to the beginning. How did you get started in music? You were 7 years old taking music lessons, right?
Yeah, and I actually initially started out with classical music lessons. My grandparents were paying for the music lessons, and they wanted me to go that route. And I absolutely, no offense to them, it really helped me out with my vocals and everything and learning how to train my voice. But I hated it. Until I was about 10, 11, I didn't really think I wanted to do music because I was so used to just doing stuff that other people wanted me to sing. And then I kind of I learned piano at 10, started writing my own music, and then I was like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. And when you were writing the music, and even now, I guess, do you start with the tune, like the beat, or you write the lyrics? Right?
Well, back then, I don't even remember what I wrote. Yeah. Probably sucked. I remember I performed some really depressing song at my middle school talent show.
Really?
And I was in 7th grade, I'm like, what experience do I have to draw off this?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. But now, usually I actually come up with the music, the chords, or a bass line, because I'm influenced heavily by hip hop nowadays. Yeah. So then I take that and kind of go off that. Or I'll have a certain lyric that I'll just pop. I'll write a voice memo or whatever, and then come back to it later.
It's so easy now with technology. You think of a tune and you just record it on your phone real quick.
Yeah. It kind of takes away from it because, it's convenient.
Yeah.
But in a way, you don't have to sit down and do anything. I can have this stuff all saved, and then when I get time to, sit down at the keys or whatever and kind of play with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. You get all those ideas always floating in your head.
Yeah.
So early on, you have certain influences now, but who was somebody you were looking up to when you were young, that wanted to make music like that?
When I started playing piano, Adele, because I heard Someone Like You, and that was the first song I learned how to play, and that was the only song I knew how to play for about a year. Yeah. People were probably sick of it around me.
They're like, oh, yeah, let me do Someone Like You again. Yeah. Every time the relatives comes over.
Every time I have a keyboard in front of me, I can play this song. It's we know Hailey. But she definitely influenced me a lot. She's got a very powerful voice, and I kind of have a lot of people still now compare me to her vocally. Yeah. So, and I saw her in 2016, and that was after I kind of went through my phase, but she's still amazing. So, first influence Adele, for sure. Man. Yeah.
She's hasn't missed. All her albums are good. So, in the article that I read, it said you were inspired by Lana Del Rey and The Weeknd, which is reflected on the sounds of Eden. You kind of hear the influence a little bit, even though you have your own unique style, of course. Yeah. What other artists influence you today?
Oh, God. I see the Brockhampton sticker that you got on your, and that I listen to them a lot. I wouldn't say really influenced. Yeah. Frank Ocean. Okay. Probably. I think everybody can kind of relate to Frank Ocean, who's a musician themselves. Who's some people I'm listening to? I actually started listening to Charlie XCX recently, and I kind of got into her.
She's really prolific in who she works with and all this stuff. So
her new album is really good. Just Charlie. It's incredible. So I really pop, R&B, hip hop, even classic rock stuff, because that's what I used to listen to as a kid. It all kind of plays into my music in different ways. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is because you have so many of these influences, you said yourself you don't want to stick to one sound.
No.
So where do you see your sound going from here? What's the next one?
I obviously don't know. Yeah. I don't know. And that's kind of the fun part of it. If I knew what I was going to do in 10 years from now with my music, or 5, it'd be kind of boring. Yeah. If I was just sticking to a roadmap. So Yun and Numb, the album I'm working on, it's kind of more hip hop, this indie pop kind of blend, but I might want to strip it down next time when I do an album, do something more like rock, like, or alternative. I like just doing different stuff, whatever I'm kind of feeling.
I think today in music, you don't even have to define any genre whatsoever, because you have people that cross these genre boundaries all the time, so it shouldn't even exist. So when you're making music, like you said, you have songs that are going to be a certain type of way, but that doesn't mean it's not you, you know?
Yeah, it's for sure. I always tell people when they ask me, oh, so what genre are you? It's kind of like, not one of those things that I get annoyed by, but that people are still in that mindset when, I think with technology, going back to that, it's really helped us just be able to, because we can connect to all these different people. It's caused for a lot of more collaboration and just genre blending, like you said.
Yeah.
There's not really one solid sound anymore.
Yeah, because it's just so easy to access other people to work with, you know?
Pretty much, yeah.
So you're coming up from Oceanside today, but San Diego music scene, specifically Vista, is where you have a bigger following, or?
Vista, a lot of North County, kind of in that area. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but they have a lot more music scenes and music venues and everything like that. Shout out to Aztec Brewery. That was kind of like the first place I really started playing. That's in Vista. Yeah. But I'm trying to go more into the San Diego music scene, like downtown clubs and stuff. So I'm playing at the Casbah on the 2nd.
March 2nd?
Yeah. If you guys want to check out that will be, I'm opening at like 8:30, but that's kind of my breakthrough into the club scene, and I'm pretty excited for that. Yeah. It's a little harder because I'm younger. I'm 19, so not being 21 makes it a little harder to convince people to have you on.
That's true. I mean, we had there's a story where Ray is one of the co-hosts. They were at a bar where it was 21 and up, and his rhyming partner was like, "My name is Taj. I'm 19 years old," and then they kicked him right off the stage, right? So just be careful. Don't tell people at the bar that you're 19.
Well, I played at the Marrow. It's another club down in San Diego with my band, and I didn't know. I told like the guy who was hosting it. I was like, yeah, so I'm 18. I just turned 19. And he was like, oh, you're 18? I don't know if you're supposed to be here, but I did my set. And then right away, they're like, okay, you got to go. Like, go out into the parking lot. I'm like, bro, I just wanted a Shirley Temple. Like, I don't want anything else. No.
So how hard is it navigating the scene in San Diego? Like, there is opportunities out there, but like how hard is it to get, you know?
But
I don't know. I just never know anything. I don't know anything about that scene.
I'd say the music scene is probably, I'm still getting familiar with LA and this Orange County scene, the greater part of LA.
Yeah.
I'd probably say it's a little more close knit. You know, people like in San Diego, like you're from Oceanside, you're from Vista, like there's, you know, different parts and you kind of stick to those parts. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say that's the case for me. I like to go everywhere. I don't mind driving. So I'd say probably a closer community. Yeah. I wouldn't say there probably is less music because it's just a smaller city.
Yeah.
But there's still as much diversity as in LA.
Yeah, there's like, we have a lot of diversity here too. It's like there's always, no matter where you are, it doesn't matter where, if it's in the middle of the desert, there's going to be somebody making music and people getting together to do it.
And that's the beauty of it, because you can be anywhere and really make music now.
Yeah, and that was something that you mentioned in the article that I read, was like you can go out there and go to these open mics and you'll discover so much music that you didn't even know was out there.
Yeah, so if you're ever down in San Diego, you know, stop by Aztec Brewery. I'm going to shout them out again. Yeah. Casbah, you know, Gaslamp Quarter down in downtown SD always has music and everything. Yeah. So, yeah.
Shout out San Diego. So what is your ultimate goal with the music? Do you want to be a touring musician, or is it just one of the many facets that you hope to get into?
I'd say the latter. Like we talked about before we went on, I have my own radio show. So, and then I like touring, but I also like being in the studio and creating stuff and writing for other people. So I don't really want to limit myself in any way. And I feel like people are like, oh, if you have like all these different things you're doing, you're not as good at it. But I don't know about that. I don't know if that's actually true, you know?
I don't agree with that either, because there's people that can do so many things and they like sell in all of them. And you're like, this person.
Yeah, so I kind of would say I don't want to limit myself is my goal. I want to just do a bunch of different things, meet a bunch of different people, and explore different areas of the industry.
Yeah, cool. You mentioned your Wild radio show, which is on KKSM radio every Friday, 9 a.m. to noon. You can, if you're a listener of this show, go ahead and listen to that show, because we're a podcast too, so it's okay.
You can listen to it one time and then you got to come back.
How did you get started doing that?
I actually started just this last summer. I went on that show on another person's show, interviewed, and then that was back in April of last year. And I was like, oh, it'd be cool to be like an intern. I was just thinking, like putting CDs into the Encode system and having, all that, sweeping the floor. And then Zeb, shout out to him, the station manager there. He was like, hey, do you want your own show? I was like, well, yeah. And then I called everybody and I was like, guess what? I'm getting my own radio show. And it was pretty dope. So that's how I got into that. It was kind of unexpected. I was kind of planning it. I was like, okay, I'll start as an intern and then move my way up. But yeah.
You just gave it to me.
Yeah, they just gave it to me. I was like, wow, cool.
So what is the show format? Is it?
So I play just music that I'm vibing to at the time. Usually I'll have like a song of the week and an artist of the week if I remember. And then I'll usually interview like one or two people. So next Friday, actually when this is gonna air, I'm gonna have a girl I've never met before from London, Brit, and she's gonna come on. And, interviews usually last like 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah. I'm also interview this other guy, Arts, who I met him recently. He's from New York. And go check out his music because it's really dope. Yeah. So I just like to interview different people from all over the world and local too. Yeah. So a mixture.
That's cool. I mean, it's cool that we have these platforms to highlight because, like we were just joking about, don't listen to that show. But it's like it's not really competition because there's just space for everything. Because there's going to be people that you highlight that we don't even know about, so they should check you out because you have a different taste and you'll find other people that we can't find.
Yeah, and there's just like a lot of different people making music out there, and you guys obviously don't know the San Diego music scene. That's what I'm saying. Nothing's going on down there. Just kidding.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like what is going on.
I'm highly offended. Just kidding. So
it's a different scene, and you're highlighting a variety of artists, so I think it's cool that we're all doing this and we have the platform to be able to do all this together.
Yeah, I think now people don't have to be a superstar to say that they made it.
Because you can make it in your own right. There's even the YouTubers, they have their own world that I have never even heard of a YouTube person that's famous, but they have millions of followers. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So the album, you said Young and Numb, that's coming later this year?
Yeah, hopefully springtime. So I actually got my producer right here, doing the video right now. But he's helping me work on it. And we're about 75% done. Just got to do some extra mixing, throw a few more songs in there. It's going to be about 12 songs. And Eden's the first song on it, and just released that January 1st. So I'm excited for it. It's my debut album. So been working on it for 2 years now. Writing and everything. That's
exciting, putting everything you have into this thing, and
it's coming. It's materializing finally.
Is there anything else you want us to know about your music?
Just it's out everywhere. So if you guys want to listen to that new single, go check it out. Got another one, like you said at the beginning of the show, Ride or Die, coming out probably March time. And if you want to be on my show too, hit me up. Message me on Instagram or whatever. I always love collaborating with people, and I'm kind of excited to just spread my music. Probably going to spread out into the LA scene for like touring and everything.
It's exciting. Like I said before, follow her on Instagram, Hailey Wild Music, to get all the updates of where she's performing all across Southern California. And you know what? Make the trip to San Diego. It's worth it.
That's right.
I really didn't mean to insult San Diego.
I was joking. All right. I was joking.
So before we have you do a couple tracks, we have this segment called 60 Seconds With, which is where we get to know you with these lightning round of questions. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right.
I think I am.
All right.
I think I'm ready.
Here, I'll throw this over. That's our sound effect machine. I'm sorry. As high tech as we are, we're also pretty low tech. Let me know when you're ready with the timer over there. Go. Favorite comic book character?
Oh, I'm gonna sound really ignorant. Probably Black Canary. She seems dope.
Nice. Favorite song right now?
Right now, I just heard this one, Pretty Life by Terrell Morris. I think I said that right.
Nice. One word to describe you in high school.
Just emo.
Do you have a hidden talent?
Do I have a hidden talent?
I'm not sure.
Nah.
Something. First name of your first crush.
Ooh, I was like really boy crazy. I think Sebastian.
That's a cool name to have.
Yeah, definitely.
First CD you ever bought?
I think I bought it on iTunes. Probably Fame Monster, Lady Gaga.
Hey, that was a classic album.
Yeah.
That was the one with the bad. Sorry, I don't want to get into it right now. First song you illegally downloaded.
I don't actually think I illegally downloaded anything.
Whoa. And that was 60 seconds.
Yeah.
With Hailey Wild. One thing I always ask, even if it's not in the 60 seconds, what's your favorite thing about music in one word?
Jesus, that was a big
it's
question.
A loaded question.
Just that anybody can, well, I wouldn't say anybody. Well, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Just everybody's got there's different things for everybody. I'd say like kind of going back to how there's so many different genres and little niches and everything. So I'd say just that anybody can fall in love with it.
Yeah. It's easy to get into.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Hailey Wild, for coming through.
Thank you guys for having me. Yeah.
We're gonna have you do a couple songs in a second, but we're gonna let you set up. So Mondo, give us a couple tracks to get ready for this performance. Let's get it. Rodriguez Show. We'll be right back.
The Rodriguez Show.